Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the greatest snooker arena on earth. Morning. Wow, you're all pretty lively. Normally, midweek, first week, you're coming in your dribs and drabs with 3 or 4 minutes to go. Delighted to have your company, and what a great session we've got for you this morning. Brilliant, brilliant snooker to come in this one. I've got to tell you, Noppon Saengkham is the nicest guy you could ever wish to meet, and he will not think he's out of this match yet. You going pre-record? You doing it now? Okay, I will be back in just a moment. They're going to do a pre-record at the top of the stairs. Please just feel free to talk among yourselves. You done? Great. Okay, so yes, once again, in fact, you know what? I'm going to turn mine off. Please, can everybody now make sure the mobile phones are at least switched to silent, or preferably, come on, there you go, or preferably switched off. We have had the referees having to ask people to turn their phones off. Please, 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 make sure you are not responsible for putting these guys off. So, first instalment, Ryan Day and Kyren Wilson. What a first-round match this is. Kyren won the European Masters at the very start of this season. He's got a brilliant record at the Crucible. I was checking through. There's a great website, by the way, if you're a bit of a stato and you like to have a little look at the facts and the figures. Great website called Q Tracker. I'm not on commission, just everybody in the press room uses it. 6 of the last 7 years, he's made at least the quarters. So, Kyren Wilson, very au fait with the business end of this great championship. Ryan Day, back to form. Brilliant win at the British Open earlier this season. Feels like it was about 6 years ago now, but it was back in at the very beginning of October in Milton Keynes. Came from behind to beat Mark Allen. So he's done really well. Had to come through the qualifiers because he was just edged out by Ding and Gary Wilson. The 3 of them were vying for the last of the automatic spots. So that's a really good match this morning. And I know you'll give both players a big ovation. It's been a difficult time for Kyren because he opened up to us at the Tour Champs and said that his son Bailey had been unwell. It looks like they are beginning to turn a little bit of a corner with Bailey. They're 2 beautiful little lads, full of character, full of energy. Their dad is their hero. So Kyren's had a hell of a lot going on away from the table. So I know you'll give him an especially warm reception when he comes out. Finley and Bailey normally watch the intros back, even if they've been at school. Sophie winds it back and they watch it when they get in. So make sure you give him a big reception. But yeah, the jackpot against Noppon Saengkham. What, they were off for their mid-sesh within about 50 minutes, their first 4 frames. Stephen Hendry poked his nose in our commentary box and said, "See you later, guys. Our table's a bit quicker than yours." We were still at about frame 2.5 between Gary Wilson and Elliot Slesser. But what a great climax to their match last night. Right, so let's make sure we are ready to set the tone. It's going to be a massive morning. 25 centuries so far. It's been absolutely superb. This, of course, is our last full day of first round action. Tomorrow we've got that funny one where we're starting the battle towards the quarters on one side and finishing the first round on the other. And we've got the very end of Joe and Rob Milkins on tomorrow morning. Normally we all have a few beers and go out tonight, but we will not be doing that. Because we need to be back in here bright and breezy for Joe and Rob Milkins at 9:30. Let's say a very good morning to our commentators, poised and ready for the opening salvo between Dynamite and the Warrior. Ladies and gents, he's going to give it the big one this morning. Let's say hello to him. Dennis Taylor. We'll do a quick run through in just a sec. And two legends of the game. In fact, I'm commentating on the Magicians match tonight. Sijia Wee. His is the very last of the first round matches to begin. Let's say a very good morning to Shaun Murphy. And next to him, a man who is not at his last World Championship. Common sense has prevailed, and his dulcet tones will continue to be a great part of the BBC coverage. And isn't that great news, ladies and gents, for John Virgo? Right, I've got a pint to give away here. It might not look like a pint, but you can exchange it for one. All right, cheeky. Arm's gone up, doesn't matter what it's for. Anybody called Robin sitting in this section here? I'm Batman, does that count? Security, have a word. Is there a Rob or a Robin or a Robert over in this? I saw that arm go up right at the back. Can you pass it back? Pass it back, pass it back. Listen, mate, you've got a pint on me. In memory, I've lost 4 great mates in the last 18 months, for whom I'm doing John O'Groats to Land's End for Jessie Mate and the Brain Tumour charity. So in every session, I'm buying a pint for a random Robin in memory of my mate. He was a fantastic bloke, so have a pint on me. You'll find all the details on Just Giving. It's called Rob Walker's Absent Friends Tour, so have a little look. Even if you don't want to sponsor a few quid, just follow what's going on. It'll be the middle of June. Right then, Dee, do you want me to finish on the blue or at the end of the table? We've got a pretty packed house, so it doesn't matter. What's the best backdrop? Yep, OK. Right, ladies and gents, the sports spiritual home, the Crucible. Not yet. I'm just kind of getting in my head. I'm going to meander my way around here, and these highly skilled operatives are going to try and make this ridiculous face look vaguely acceptable on network TV. As soon as you hear those words, let's give it the big one, and then they're focusing on you instead of me. And then I'm going to go quiet and let Catherine concentrate for the top of the show. Good session this morning, it really is. Oh, by the way, of course, Kyren on ranking should be the last player coming out, but the BBC coverage is going to start focusing on the match that's going to a conclusion. So in case you're thinking, hang on a minute, Kyren should be coming out last, we've swapped it over, this table first and then them. Right, Dee, so it'll be something like this. Good morning, ladies and gents. Day 5 will keep the dream alive for 3 more players at the Kazoo World Snooker Championship. By the end of tonight, we will have all but secured the lineup for the last 16. 25 centuries so far, 10 players through. Time to find out who'll be next to join them at the sports spiritual home, the Crucible. You know the body language is coming. That was crap. Can you do it again? Saengkham, Lisowski. Okay, we are just about ready to go live, ladies and gents. This brilliant event is bubbling up beautifully. It feels like the first round lasts for a lifetime. But all of a sudden, you're down to just 16. Then you go to the best of 25s, and you can sense the tension all around this great arena. Brilliant turnout for a Wednesday morning. Delighted that so many of you have decided to take the day off work. Listen, raise the roof for all 4 players. Cracking lineup on both sides of the arena. It's the best bloody place in the world to watch live snooker and the best place in the world to MC live snooker. Thanks for your company. Raise the roof. We're live on the Beeb in about 2 minutes' time. Thanks.
Lisowski, quarter-finalist here last year. Such a promising player who's yet to get that big win. Well, he is back at the table this morning with a healthy 3-frame lead over his opponent, Noppon. Enjoying that one, I'm sure. So a healthy lead for Jack going into this session, and another man with a healthy lead going into his final session in Toronto Kids. It finally got underway yesterday, Joe. 7-2 you seem to really enjoy yourself out there last night. Were you able to finish things off?
Yeah, no, it was a solid performance. The breaks weren't like flowing big and fast, but it was a solid match-day performance. Like, all-round game was pretty solid, and I did enough to get a nice lead.
And the unusual situation, you have to wait now until tomorrow morning.
Yeah, day off, but yeah, it's not too bad. You know, it's not the end of the world. It's one of them things. It's not back on the way. Tomorrow morning, we're back on the way.
Well, best of luck with that final session. Back to this morning then, and Jack Lisowski, essentially great for him in the opening frame yesterday. Such an attacking player, only 2 frames over 15 minutes. Are you expecting the same intent from him this morning?
Yeah, he'll want to start the match like he did yesterday. You know, really positive attacking. The balls are open. That's why they could both score. Second half of the match, he got a bit bogged down. Not really used as bad as thought. They just the way the balls went, but Jack will be keen to get it like he was yesterday morning.
Well, it's going to be a fascinating match, no doubt about it. And here is how today's schedule is looking. So the conclusion of Lisowski Saengkham first up on table 1, and on table 2, it's row number 7, Kyren against British Open champion Welshman Ryan Day. Then last year's runner-up here, Judd Trump and Scotland's Anthony McGill will continue their match. Reigning Masters champion Trump in a bit of bother mind against the world number 21. Despite being 2-0 up, McGill then took the final 4 frames of the session to lead 6-3 going into this afternoon. All-time winner here, Mark Selby, gets his campaign underway against Matthew Selt. Tonight, 2005 champion Sean Murphy, one of the season's in-form players, takes on Steve Watley, and then Wilson and Dale will finish their match this evening. So let's concentrate on the match that will soon start here on table 2. It features the one-up here 3 years ago.
Probably had the hardest draw 2 years running. I'm hoping to win this very late last year, to mine this year. So this is a challenge. I think it's going to be a bit easier than the point. Then obviously, so yeah, Ryan's a great natural, great scorer, great experience. Sometimes we also do more documented like that. Certainly from Snooker into perspective for me, ever since the Tour Championship Bailey actually came out to watch, and ever since we got back, they've both been non-stop playing positive Snooker, so they're really up the game. And so Snapchat earlier, and Bailey was walking up on the waistcoat, and he was waving to the crowd as he came into my game room in my house, and he managed to win that game. And he's in the final this evening, so
Okay, ladies and gents, it's almost showtime. Please welcome your two referees for this morning, Rob Spencer and PC Paul Collier. Is that a bit of Van Halen action? Van Halen, was that? Tremendous tune. It was Van Halen, I think. Great tune. Back to your prime in the 80s, PC.
I'm going to want that. Keep putting me under all this pressure. I can't cope with it.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gents. Day 5 will keep the dream alive for 3 more players at this year's Kazoo World Snooker Championship. And by the end of tonight, we will all but have completed the lineup for the last 16. It's been top quality every step of the way. 25 centuries so far, 10 players through. Time to find out who'll be next to join them here at the sport's spiritual home, the Crucible. The crowd have had their Weetabix this morning and they are ready. Please welcome a resurgent Welshman emerging for a 14th Crucible campaign. 3 times he's made the quarters here, reigning British Open champion and winner of 3 other ranking titles. He's Ryan Dynamite Day. And his opponent, back for a 9th appearance on the big stage. Runner-up in 20, he's made at least the quarters in 6 of the last 7 years. Winner of 5 major titles, including this season's European Masters. Here comes the warrior, Kyren Wilson. And on table 1, here comes the nicest, politest snooker player you could ever wish to meet. He's made 2 major semi-finals this season alone, and he will come out here and give it everything, so give it up for Thailand's Noppon Saengkham. And finally, to one of the most exciting players on the circuit, 4 frames away from a 3rd appearance in the 2nd round. 6 times a ranking event finalist. He made the quarters last year. Here comes the jackpot, Jack Lisowski.
Thank you. The 10th frame. Jack Lisowski to break.
Good morning, Catherine. Good morning, everybody. It was a bit chilly, the wind, as I was walking down to Crucible Theatre this morning, but the temperature's fine here in this wonderful arena, and this is going to be a very interesting second session, this, I feel. Sean?
Yeah, good morning, John. Good morning, everybody. As we see the stats for this match running through the bottom of the screen, it's been a very high standard game so far. But Noppon with a bit of a mountain to climb for sure. What a start that is. Goodness me, good morning.
Yes, that'll blow the cobwebs off. Superb red. Well, you couldn't wish for a better start, opening red.
6.
In the first session, I did the first session, Sean, and he just made too many unforced errors, did Noppon. But I did think at the time
7.
there was going to be better to come from him in this match. He just about hung on in there, 3 behind. It could have been worse.
Yeah, when he won frame 7 to reduce his arrears to just 1 at 4-3, it looked as if it was going to finish a lot closer, but Jack managed to peel away with the last 2 frames of the session, the top run of 58, and secure this 3-frame advantage. Noppon has one of the straightest cue actions on tour. It's a bit of a myth to say that we try and take the cue back straight and bring it through straight. I mean, of course, that is what you're attempting to do, but not many do it. But Noppon's cue action is really piston-like, back in a straight line, through in a straight line. And when he gets going, he's incredibly accurate. Lovely positional shot for the red under the pink.
8. Noppon Saengkham. 80.
And a mirror image, really, of what was happening in the first session. Got in, and then an unforced error.
Yeah, and even in matches of this length, which we only play during the season in finals of events, of course it's this length of match from the first round here. Even in matches of this length, it is those simple mistakes that get you in the end.
Black out of commission at the moment. I don't know whether he'll risk potting this blue with pace and trying to break things up. He'll need a precise positional shot to play for a loose red. Oh, well, took his eye off the pot, and he got the cannon he was looking for.
Lisowski 1.
It's no good to him if he misses the blue. No rhyme or reason sometimes, is there? I mean, the opening red was nothing short of sensational. Last 2 attempted pots, very average.
One.
just overrun it a fraction. That's
Fine.
no good. Just a safety shot to play now.
Jack Lisowski 5.
Didn't fancy the safety. Risky pot to take on. And he's left Noppon a nice, easy starter.
One.
Well, immediately played for the black, so I assume when the black's respotted that this red will still be available. Well, that's not a good shot. You can just see there on the periphery and just pushing his arm through it. Just a little bit of tension. Understandable. He's coming 3 frames behind. He knows he needs a good start. So he's back in reasonable shape. He'd like to have stayed in and around the black and start thinking about opening up that cluster of 5 reds in the middle of the table, but that'll have to wait for a few shots.
Thirty. $40.
Yeah, that's gone wrong. Tried to make something happen there. Didn't quite have the perfect angle on the brown. I thought he might have played for the red by the pink and used that to secure a better angle on a colour to guarantee the cannon to the cluster, but you've got to play it as you see it when you're out there. Shot to nothing to the green pocket now.
Noppon Saengkham 80.
30 points the lead then. No damage done. Knew he could only leave the red he was playing.
So now it's all about this safety exchange. If Noppon gets the chance of the next red and pots it, I think that's frame over. If Jack got a chance, the next chance might be a tough clearance, particularly with that green near the baulk cushion. Usually a double kiss. It's never advantageous. It nearly was there.
There might be a possible plant here. The two reds above the black. They're not set. They're nowhere near set, but Jack might be interested in that as a shot to nothing. Could get the cue ball up near the green corner. See those two reds? They're pointing to the black cushion, but might be able to make that. And he's playing the loose red. Yeah, I felt the return to the balk end was a bit too complicated that time, so dumping the cue ball down here behind the black, that's fine as well. But you always expect to find yourself in a bit of trouble with your next shot. Good chance for Noppon to weld the cue ball to the baulk rail here. Yeah, that's okay. I thought he might have just clipped that red thinner and dumped it on the cushion as a bit of a banker. That 30-point lead could evaporate very quickly. Had a chance there to put that red on the cushion out of play, but chose to get a good cue ball instead.
Yes, and he has got a good cue ball. Jack has got to get this safe. Where's the white? Oh, go in. Oh, in the pocket.
Saengkham full.
It's not something you could really envisage, that. Just trying to leave it down in the jaws of this pocket. Billiard player would have been proud of that. So, lining up this red to this left corner. Knocks it in. Could and should be the frame winner. No, it was a big shot. He knew the importance of it.
One.
That was really nicely played. Confidently stroked in for the black. Now these six reds in open play, they represent 48 points. If Jack were to take all blacks with the reds.
No.
So that green is significant. No matter what Jack does here, he's going to need the green.
$60. $70. $22.
Not sure if Jack's aware here, but he just needs to be careful he doesn't take another blue after this one with one of the three remaining reds. Otherwise, not only will he need the green, he'll also need the brown. So he could do with just checking the score here. If he takes blacks, he's okay.
29.
That black takes him into a 2-point lead.
36.
Keeps having a glance at the scoreboard. He should be aware, because if he only needs the green, it would be a lot easier than having to force the green in and play position for the brown, as Sean has said. This looks a bit, well, I thought it was a little bit pacey, but he's played it perfectly.
44.
Once again, looking at the scoreboard, 10 points the lead. I'm sure he's aware now. Red, black, yellow, green would get him to snooker as required.
$45.
Maybe a little straighter on this black than he would like. So, going to be a test of his cue power here. Deep screw, trace of right-hand side. Oh, it needs to run, otherwise he's going to get stuck behind the blue.
52.
Yeah, be very disappointed with that. It wasn't the black, it was the red before. Should never have been that straight on the black. Now he's hit the yellow. Where's the cue ball? It's close to the corner.
Lisowski. 52.
And take that. Well, not sure what Noppon was trying to play there. Just leave the yellow on the cushion, just clip off it safe. What it has done though is it's moved the green from the cushion, and now you'd think whoever pots the yellow, if they can get to the green, was going to win this first frame of this session. It goes without saying there's a massive difference between 7-3 or 6-4.
Yeah, don't blame him for not taking the yellow on there. He couldn't get anywhere near good position on the green, but he missed a trick. He should have got the snooker.
Yeah, you can tell that Noppon hasn't played much billiards. Really should have had that cue ball in behind the green there. And this looks good. Got the yellow safe. Great piece of advice for any young players or amateur players here watching this. When you're in a situation like this, it's basically a black ball frame with the yellow on the table like this. Just play it as if you would a black ball respot. Forget the cue ball, just get the yellow safe. That's what Jack's done there.
Yes, and this isn't that straightforward here. Not saying it's that difficult to hit the yellow, but getting it safe may be a problem. He's missed it.
And the miss.
Is he a free ball coming up? I think so.
Lisowski 4.
Free ball.
Free ball.
And the free ball now means whatever he nominates becomes a yellow, and he looks to have a perfect angle on the pink. And obviously, once this is potted, then back to normal. Colours in the sequence.
Pink ball.
Wow, we talk about technique and shot seller. That was such a mental mistake from Noppon Saengkham to play that snooker in that style. You can't play that shot and risk leaving a free ball. You cannot make that mistake.
4.
Yep. 26 points the lead now. 25 remaining. He'd love to pot this green. Get it to 2 swings required. It looks like he's snooking himself. Easy hit though. 2 cushions.
Lisowski 4.
So 26 points the lead. 25 remaining.
It used to be the thing when your opponent needed snookers that you'd just roll the object ball in or over a pocket, but when you just need the one snooker, it's a bit risky to do that. Just offer your opponent the chance to pop the ball and put the cue ball anywhere they like and gain a snooker on the next shot. So, snookering back. That's as good as anything.
Yep. If you, well, 99 times out of 100, if you snooker your opponent, he's unlikely to snooker you back. What he thinks is just a gap. He's having to swerve to make the gap. But can he get the green safe? Good hit. Pretty good fist of that.
Needs to be careful of the double kiss here. Whenever the balls are straight, lined up for the corner pocket like this, it's very hard to avoid the double kiss. He's done well now. As the green travelled far enough across the table. Flick on the brown would help. Yeah, he's got the snooker. One cushion escape, you would think. It wouldn't be too difficult to hit. He can swerve the cue ball as well through the blue and the brown if he wants to. Even if he missed it going up, the left-hand side would help off the cushion and perhaps hit it from behind, but it's the side cushion route.
Foul.
No, is this going to be a free ball? Could be if it runs.
Noppon,
If it
Saengkham.
runs, it's a free ball.
Free ball.
Oh, shoes firmly on the other foot now.
Blue ball, thank you.
The green. Oh, this blue will count as a green. Oh, well. It's amazing, isn't it? Opened up with that unbelievable red. Not looked to be in such good potting form since. So just the green needed. No heroics, just drop it in.
3.
In it goes. Back to snookers required.
Seven.
And no way back to the table for Noppon. It was a massive frame from his point of view, had the perfect start, but a few errors since.
12. $80.
Not bothered about the black, but very pleased to have taken the first frame. Now got a 4-frame lead, 7-3.
Noppon Saengkham to break.
Noppon breaking off. Popped to this right corner. Put 2 straight, Jack not even looking at it.
From the top to the bottom, it's the ability to think clearly, make good decisions out there when it matters, that differentiates the great from the good and the winners from the losers. They can all play the shots.
Yeah, you're right, Sean. We do talking about all the things that you need, the attributes, obviously potting and everything else, but it's a funny game in many ways, snooker. Well, that was a weak safety from Jack. And shot selection, that's a big thing, and something like that. I mean, he's decided that he wanted to play a thinnish contact, I assume, that they were much too thick. And that was the one thing from the first session. I think for both players, but particularly when people tell me about the talent of Jack Lisowski and can he be a world champion, there's quite a few departments of his game for me that he'll have to brush up on to be consistent in the winner's enclosure. And I know he's not been in the winner's enclosure yet, but sometimes when I watch him play, you can see the reason why. Okay, he's not left anything easy with that poor safety. On another day, could be very costly. And maybe this is the day. That was very good, that, from Noppon. Across the nap at that speed. Judged it well.
Yeah, can't convey how difficult this is across the nap like that. And that is such a narrow entryway to that middle pocket from that angle. Pink spot occupied, highest available is the green, so the pink goes up the table for a little while.
8.
But even just that little shot there to finish straight on that red to the middle and not be able to get top side of the blue to play the split shot next, that's an error. And it's just those little mistakes that the real top great players of this sport, they don't make those mistakes. They make others, but they don't make those small little ones.
Yeah, it was imperative that he was able to get nice angle on the blue, and of course, once he had to go in and out of balk, the cue ball is running loose a little bit. He needs that black and those reds around it in play, but unless he gets a good angle on some colour, and this doesn't look like it.
14.
Unless he takes on a very risky brown, that's end of visit.
I think he is playing the brown in this corner pocket, possibly playing it to cover the pocket should he miss it. Excellent. Doesn't like to take a backward step. Noppon Saengkham always likes to attack from the front. And that was a great shot.
80. $90.
May have just crept over the straight line between the blue and the middle pockets, but only just if he has. No, you can see his cue directly across the middle pocket. He's perfectly straight. So that is end of break unless he cuts this red in. But there'll be more than
20.
a little bit of safety about this shot as well, be hiding the cue ball in behind green and pink should he miss this pot. He hasn't missed it. Look how he's played it with the pace in and out of ball. Full attack mode activated.
Yeah, maybe do well to keep it going now. Okay, he's on the green, but first glance, nothing available. He's had a look to see if there's a possible plant in that cluster.
Green ball, thank you.
Well, maybe there is one. We'll have a look from behind the pocket. On the top two reds. Well, there is a gap between the red that's just around the
28.
pink spot area and the one below it, so can be made. Yeah, well done.
29.
I'm going to ask you this question, Sean. I've seen so many plants and players looking for plants. Seems to be a new department of the game. I mean, you always advise to look at the cluster to see if there's a plant, but people seem to be playing the riskier plants at the moment.
Yeah, I think the culture of the game has changed ever so slightly in recent seasons, and players, you know, as we've said about Noppon and others, when they get to the table, they want to stay at it, and they're less prepared to take what's on offer and run away for safety, as was the case a few seasons ago. They're looking to continue their visit and win in one hit more often than not.
35.
And players are becoming a little bit more creative. They're trying to be more inventive and see shots that perhaps they didn't. And so you're seeing a lot more of these shots attempted and got.
Needed to catch that top red full. Just catching as he did it, and the cue ball just slipped off them and drifted away. He's got a pot on to the left corner, but it's not that advertising. But as Sean says, you know, they get the chance now and they're thinking, can I win the frame with this visit? I think he's realised that safety should be the order of the day.
Noppon Saengkham. 40.
But it's a poor safety shot, isn't it? We should never have been knocking that red over this corner pocket. I'm not saying saying this is a gimme, but that red shouldn't be there. And a 40-point lead could count for nothing here.
It was a lovely pot, stroked in, but he was always struggling to get perfect position on the blue.
Six.
Terrific pot.
7.
And it's okay. If he doesn't fancy the blue, he's got yellow or brown to go at. That red that's just separated from the 3 just above the black. It's a handy red to have. He'd like to have got on at a nice angle, but don't look the angle where he can pot it and bring those other 3. Well, he could do. The problem is, it's a risk. If he plays a cannon, is he sure he's going to be on the black? Is it worth that chance?
Yeah, he's just looking at the angle. It's one of those, the harder you hit it, you're going to go around the red that's above the black and cannon the one to the side and not be on the black. So he's choosing a different shot because of that. It did have risk involved, but
12.
he's going to have to move those reds at some stage.
Yeah, and you can only assume that he was thinking, well, maybe I might get a better chance next shot, but this cue ball's got to travel a distance to be good on that same red. And that's nowhere.
Switched hands to play that shot. Does it very casually as well. He's a very
60.
good right-handed player. But it's cost him position on his next red. He's a good foot out from where he wanted to be that time. So just the safety shot.
60. Foul. And a miss. Lisowski full.
Yeah, that always looks worse than it is. The player is erring on the side of hitting the red too thin rather than too thick and pushing it over a corner. So there's always oohs and ahs follow a complete miss, but
Back, yeah.
yeah, I thought for a second Jack was going to have a go at that red by the black, but even that's too risky for Jack. So Noppon's plan worked. He thought the worst that could happen is 4 away, and that's all that's happened.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to make contact this time, though. He can clearly get through to the reds. And he did. Now he's just going to run past the brown. In an ideal world, Jack would like to be able to safety here and just bring the black into play. Just like that. Needs to miss the brown though for it to be a good safety. He didn't. 20 points the difference. Noppon in front.
Yeah, I think he'll have to play the same shot here, but down the right-hand side of this red nearest the black. Can't see another safety shot. Everything else has got risk or potentially running into other balls. Thin off that red. Down the right-hand side looks the shot to me. But you'd have to catch it super thin, not to hit the black on the way back.
Well, played it the other way with a tremendous amount of left-hand side just to check it. And in a way, I suppose you could say he's a little unlucky, but playing it like that, he didn't really know where the red was going to finish. It's on to the left middle. If he pots it, you'd think he'd be on the black. But they're tricky, these. Oh, made it look easy.
What?
And played it wonderfully. Wonderfully. And there, in that split second, is what we, or why we're all so impressed with Jack Lisowski. Such a great natural talent.
Took a chance there to move those reds. I like that choice of shot. He knew he was going to have to move them at some stage, so took the risk of doing it there, and it's worked out well. 12 points behind now. That means he is definitely going to need that green that's all but touching the pink. So just like the first frame, you'd think this frame's going to hinge around who gets to the green first.
Foul.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's got to be careful of being off here in the right centre pocket. That's the other side of Jack.
Chance to pot this red to the bottom right-hand corner pocket. Natural angle will send the cue ball towards the blue. Oh, but he's missed that by miles. Cue ball well short of the baulk cushion because he hit it so thick. You can see himself just building him up for the shot.
glance at the scoreboard. 17 points to lead. This black, but he still needs both these reds, and he couldn't be more awkward.
Eight. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Noppon. Thank you.
Not quite certain what he played there. Be honest,
Noppon
I
Saengkham 8.
don't think he is either.
Yeah, now we see the problem with, you know, these leads that aren't killer leads, just the green tied up with the pink. During Noppon's visit to the table earlier on in this frame, there's no colour safe, and with both reds in open play, both players are at risk here. The scores may as well be level. This is a nice shot, though. Excellent weight of the cue ball.
Much too thick. If he catches a bump, he'll be on to the middle. Unless it creeps behind the brown. Has it crept behind the brown? No. Just a little trace of right-hand side. This isn't a problem. He can pot this.
Well, can't believe he's finished there. 25 points the lead. Now, he must put a colour safe here. No value pot in the black to the middle, you'd be snookered once it's respotted. No value pot in the blue, you can't get to the red. So hit the yellow full in the face and dump it on the left-hand side cushion.
Round
Take
ball.
out some insurance.
Noppon Saengkham 1.
Well, he did choose to try and get a colour safe, fair enough. Hasn't quite got it to the cushion, and it's on the right side of the table for Jack, being a left-hander, so that's a case of right tent but wrong desert for Noppon Saengkham, that brown.
That's a bit of a tester now. Right tent, wrong desert. Okay. Doesn't want to move this. Oh, where's this red ball going? Where's the cue ball going?
Lisowski 4.
Wow, that is amazing. You could set that up 1,000 times and that wouldn't happen. So Jack gets a chance, but as Sean has referred to a few times, the pink and green in the situation, that's a big, big stumbling block. Well, it's got some kind of angle on the yellow, but to, well, get the cannon, develop the green, nigh on impossible.
So.
Yeah, and the reason I say that is that blue was always blocking that far right corner. Anyway, game on, just 11 points behind. And Jack gets first chance to lay the snooker and get control.
Jack Lisowski 10.
Missed a good opportunity there. So badly that this green is available to the right middle. There you go. Funny old game, isn't it? Run of the ball. Snooker, pop the ball. Your guess as good as mine.
Jack Lisowski 3.
Good shot that from Jack. Now pressure really on Noppon to get this safe. Because there's no safe colours now. Next mistake could be his last. That's not a good one. Last thing he needed to do was leave a pot on for Jack. Okay, it's not a simple one, but it's a chance.
Right in the heart of the pocket. That was excellent. He came round to have a look at this long blue before he played the brown. Obviously fancies it. Going to have to play like a soft stun shot though, on and off the cushion for the pink into the same pocket. Needs blue, pink and black.
Would you believe it? Well, he looks and apologise to Noppon, but that's where it will end. He'll be trying now to pot this pink and black. And that fluke, if he does pot the pink and black, may just have broke the back of this match. That puts him 7 points ahead, but 7 points remaining.
Jack Lisowski.
The reason
50.
he made certain of the pink, he feels as though he's going to get 2 cracks at this, because this is to tie. So respot.
Noppon, Saengkham 7.
Now, interesting times this, because the culture has changed. It's now not the right thing to put your opponent in if you win the toss. You should take the first shot yourself. Be interested to see what happens.
Noppon, you potted it. Go on. Heads. It's a tail. Your choice, Jack.
Well, I'm very surprised. All players now play the black to the side cushion, cue ball to the other side cushion. If you get this shot right, it's a massive advantage. That could be a massive mistake from Lisowski.
But if you don't get it right, surely you give your opponent... I mean, now I think Jack's made the right decision. He could play the double here if he fancied it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. You have to get the shot right, but it isn't a difficult shot. As long as you leave the cue ball higher up the table than the black after the respot, you're in the advantage. Noppon didn't do that, and Jack could have doubled the black. He didn't. So we're still live.
This looks good. Good cue ball. Good object ball. Down pretty quick, so he's made his mind up what he's going to play. Oh, he's back up again now. Let's say it doesn't look that straightforward to me. Oh, this is a poor one. That's a poor shot from Jack. That's, funnily enough, since he got 7 points in front on the black, he's played 2 safety shots and basically has just said to Noppon, go on, pot that. And I don't think he'd be disappointed. Okay, he's just going to his chair, get a little extension. Oh, well, I don't believe it. I do not believe that. Oh, how has he missed that?
Just pure tension. This is what happens at the Crucible. It just means too much. Would never miss that in 100 years in the club or in the academy. It's different out there in the arena. And I would say now, if Noppon doesn't win this frame, having missed that black, this match is over.
Walked down the side of the table, stopped, looked at the possibility of playing the double. He's desperate to see the back of this black. Is it the double? It is, I think. No, he decided that the double wasn't on. Good safety. Distance between cue ball and object ball. Good cue ball. I don't think that was anything like Jack played to hit that black. He's left it onto the left middle. It's not as easy as the previous one that Noppon missed. But you've got to go for this now, full-blooded, to redeem himself. It's not there. As I say, it was more difficult than the previous one he missed, but still fancied him to get it. Well, another very poor safety shot from Jack Lisowski. I mean,
Quiet, please.
the only thing he hasn't done here is gift wrap them with a little bit of
Quiet,
ribbon on.
please.
I mean, it's amazing. And you can't do that at this level. And that time, in it goes. So, he's doing a Dennis Taylor impersonation. Hang on. But nice to see, and that's an important frame. Don't know what Jack was doing, he just gifted it to him. He's still 3 frames in front and favourite, but you can't give frames away like that.
Thank you, frame 12. Jack Lisowski to break.
Well, that was a dramatic last frame, re-spotted black. Noppon decided to leave the arena just to calm himself down. It's a massive frame for him, though. It was a massive frame for Jack, but look at the safety shots he played. On the black, you wouldn't have thought so.
Yeah, and you don't want to feel like you're constantly digging Jack out, like, you know, that's not what we're trying to do at all. But, you know, the way he played against me in the UK Championships before Christmas was just snooker from the gods. Like, you know, that's what he's capable of. He can just pot you off the table. But if somehow somebody could encourage him to not play shots like that, that's so careless to hit the green. Just so little effort put into these shots, and they're so important. Particularly if you're trying to win matches and tournaments like this. But in full flight, there's very few players on the tour better to watch.
A little bit pacey, that safety shot. So another chance for a long pot from Noppon. Bit disappointed to have missed that. Always looks worse when they don't go in, but nothing smooth about that stroke. Oh, lovely shot. Totally committed, right in the heart of the pocket, nicely on the black.
It looks like the black spot is completely occupied, so just needs to remember when potting this, it's going to go on the green spot. Never suits a player when the black heads up to baulk and the black spot's a congested area. You can win a frame and score without it, but we don't like to.
9.
Just that to perfection. Not certain what the situation is around the black spot area. If it was just a case of one red blocking a black spot, then there's a case for playing on that red, potting it and playing for the black and getting the black down at this end of the table, but it might not be that straightforward. So we'll leave Jack to work it out. And he is one of those players, even from situations like this when the balls are a little bit awkward. He can make frame-winning contributions. Such a talent.
15.
He finished up on the brown, but I think the last time he was trying to get a nice angle on the blue to go into the pink and open the reds up. Can he do it this time?
20.
Not quite. He's got an angle, but not the perfect one.
$25.
Desperate to get into a situation where he can bring these reds in the middle of the table in play.
26.
And that's what he's done with that shot. Always knew he was going away from the business end of the table, so good shot on yellow or brown here to keep it going. But one good positional shot could see him over the line in this frame. Just a fraction further than he would have liked. So a little bit of work to do with the cue ball.
That looked very innocent, that shot. That was lovely. He used the middle red of the three in a line to slow the cue ball down as it went through. That was on purpose. That was a very skillful shot.
37. $38.
And when Jack is in full flow like this, playing shots with
40.
run inside, check side, playing on instinct, creating something out of nothing, it's hard to believe you're watching
44.
somebody who's yet to win a professional ranking event. He's been in those 6 finals, as much has been mentioned. And you'd think that he will win at some stage. On his day, he can be absolutely devastating.
50. $51. Thanks, John.
And he's constructed this break almost out of nothing. He's only a few shots away from being over the line in this frame. It's an excellent response from losing the respot in the previous frame. Good mental strength on show here. It's not always about what goes on the table.
57.
Having that mental fortitude to keep going is an attribute as well that not
58.
everyone has.
So there's pink and one more red. We'll get him to snookers required. As I said, 2 sides of Jack Lisowski. The last frame,
64.
unforced errors, and this, a thing of beauty.
65.
And that gets him to snookers required. I need to say we want to see a century from Jack. Well, he threw himself a little bit.
Lisowski.
So 65 points to lead, 59 remaining. A couple of snookers required, otherwise it's 8-4.
One. Eight. Nine.
Pink to follow here with the black and red next to each other. He can pot that red and black, you would think, and search for those snookers off the last red. And the colours in good positions for snookers.
15.
And we always say
60.
when the player gets to snookers required, when they're in a break, like Jack was there, it's the next ball that's the most important one. Once you get to that snookers required stage, pot the next ball. And the player doesn't get out of their chair. Now Jack's got to suffer.
Yes, and the pinky missed into the middle. If you said to him, well, here's a £100 pot, that pink, he'd have potted it. So a little bit careless, and it's give a little bit of hope for Noppon. There's the
Noppon
first
Saengkham.
snooker of the 2 that are required.
23.
And first glance, not a bad one. Just can't get down to the right-hand side cushion to make this an easy hit. I mean, the one thing you've got to be wary of, and that's why he leaves the last red on the table, 1 snooker, and if you got a free ball, 1 snooker would be enough. So that's why Jack's thinking of going this way, The only problem is, to me, going this way, if you misjudge it, the bump of the middle pocket could spoil things. Oh, but he judged it well. In fact, he's nearly potted it. And Noppon won't want to pot this red ideally, but how can he keep it out? Well, he did manage to keep it out.
Cheers, Noppon. Thank you.
As I say, he's hoping one snooker, free ball, and he can win the frame. And what will be happening now, the red's gone in. So it's Jack Lisowski. Would have been disappointed to have lost the last frame. But nice to see he put it behind him. And on the break he's made in this frame, the 65, was top draw. No way back to the table.
Lisowski 7 and the frame.
He's 4 frames in front now. It's 8-4.
Thank you. The 13th frame. Noppon Saengkham to break.
Well, every frame now is a big one for Noppon. There'll be an interval after this frame. You feel to go into his dressing room with any real vestige of hope. He needs this frame. Once Jack gets within one of the match, well, it's hard to believe that Jack won't convert one of the chances. Well, he may convert this one. What a wonderful pot that was.
Yeah, and you know, I think we're seeing the Peter Ebdon effect in full flow here with Jack Lisowski. Wasn't always the strongest mentally in his early career, and I think losing a respot the way he did a few seasons ago would have knocked him. He came out in the previous frame as if nothing had happened, made a really nice break out of nothing, and has followed that up with that great long red in this frame. And that ability to just keep going looks to be something that Jack now has.
he run up short?
9.
He wanted to be on the red immediately above the black. So in potting that, yeah, he's not on that one. He's got another one. But the one he wanted to be on, he was going to play a little cannon to the red, to the right of the black. Is it risky to play it off this red? He's still got an angle he can force it down. But didn't think it was the right shot.
10.
Pink spot occupied. As it usually is following the break-off, all the balls seem to move up the table slightly. So
Thanks, John.
referee Rob Spencer
16.
just replacing the pink in direct line with all the colours as close as it can to its own spot, in the absence of any other spots being available. Jack switching hands again, almost unnoticeable to the untrained eye. He's so good at it. There's Peter Ebden there on the right, keeping a very close eye over his student. Wonderful shot there to split the reds. Now that red has just run past the middle and is onto the yellow pocket, but
22.
the one to the right-hand corner is more difficult than it looks. Little bit unlucky there, that could have gone better.
Yeah, he caught them nice. Just that little bunch in the middle of the table. Didn't know, probably just the reds on the outside that separated.
23.
Nice pot. Didn't try to do too much with the cue ball, which is why he's not perfect on this pink. No. No.
Lisowski.
He's always chasing it.
23.
He suppose he could say he was a little unfortunate when he went into them first time. That was never easy. And made more difficult the fact that position on the red wasn't guaranteed. But Noppon needs to start taking advantage of these half chances now.
What?
Well, I'm just wondering, can he get to the black?
Ah, that was very unlucky.
No, he can't pot the black. Yeah, the red just nudged the pink up the side cushion. I don't know whether it's my
Saengkham.
imagination, though. I still thought the pink was a possible thin cut. He never looked at it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those where I think it's in real life, it's a lot thinner than it looks on the screen, and he didn't consider it, you're right. Now this plant here, Jack having a look at it, is not set by any means. He's going to have to hit the first red, aim it somewhere between the black and the bottom left-hand corner pocket to make this angle. Great shot.
Yeah, these blacks now. We were saying before about... It's always been the case, always have a look. But that was very well made. And it was risky. You look where the cue ball finished. It wasn't as if he was finding the escape route back to the balk end. But couldn't avoid the kiss on the brown. Still, these reds, at least one of them in the middle of the table is potable, but tough one now. Just avoided the bump of the middle. A little bit short of pace, but I think there is a pot on, but nothing easy. Unfortunately, he didn't fully commit to it. That's why the cue ball's finished near the baulk cushion.
Noppon Saengkham.
Yeah, this isn't straightforward at first glance. That yellow being pushed down the table has made
Quiet
this
as you
area a
can,
bit more
please.
congested. It's in the path for a couple of returns, potential returns back to baulk. Jack might be interested in possibly cutting this red in near the pocket. Cue ball going back home if he misses. Oh, amazing shot. An amazing cut. He would have left it if he'd missed it.
Yeah, it always gives you a little bit of confidence, that shot, as we saw he was coming. So if he'd have missed it on the way up, he'd have caught it on the way back. And Jack, erring on the side of caution. Can't accuse him of that too many times.
Needs the gap between green and brown, otherwise he's trapped here. Doesn't want to play the red on the cushion. It's too thick. We have to swerve around the green a little bit to get to the fine edge of this red. There's the swerve. Yeah, played that well. To manufacture something there, he was in a bit of a hole there. It didn't look that difficult. Cue ball in the middle of the table, but Noppon had found an area where he couldn't really do much. And he's returned the favour. Yeah, there's the tap on the table. Can't really play the up and down off the red near the pink because it's touching the ball the cushion. He might have to try and pot his way out here with the red next to the yellow. That's what he's looking at. Hold on to your hats.
Oh, tremendous pot. Nothing you can do about that. Superb shot. Just a little bit too much pace in the cue ball. Possibility of the brown to the left middle, but
Brown ball, thank you.
straighter would have been ideal. This way, he'll do well not to run into the green and potting it. Could have popped the position on the red. Well, he avoided the green. And played it well, but it's a very awkward table.
5.
But first thought, get back into the frame points-wise.
6.
Causing all the problems here. It's blocking the path of the two reds next to it into that corner pocket. Good argument to be made for him potting this red playing a cannon to either the black or the red next door to it. That's what he's played. No, and he just caught that red too full in the face. He was trying to hit it half ball, move it, and skim the black over the pocket.
Yeah, it was certainly the right shot and a little unlucky really. But for the double kiss, he'd have been on the black and brought that red into play.
Saengkham 12.
Well, that was an excellent shot. Didn't look anything on the screens there. Had to sort of stun the cue ball into the cushion to straighten the angle, not to push the red over the corner pocket. Very innocent but very skillful shot from Jack Lisowski there. And he may be very interested in this red to the green pocket. Very uninviting table with the two reds tied up after it. So yeah, choosing to play safe. Jack's natural shot there would have been to hit that much harder and return to the baulk end, but there's no benefit for him to move the balls. They're already in a safe position. And although he's only 16 points in the lead, that represents quite a significant advantage when the balls are in this kind of setup. He can get through to this red over the pocket if he can. That's an incredibly poor shot from Noppon Saengkham. Took the chance to move the reds that time, and that's worked out nicely. He's on this yellow.
Yep, always looking for the attacking shot is Jack. That yellow going in, 19 points to lead. So still going to need two reds.
3.
If you got the black off this one, you only need the red with no colour. So that makes it a little bit easier. But that red
4
on the side of the table, perfect for a left-hander. Although Jack, a little bit disappointed, he didn't get better on the black than this, but shouldn't cause a problem, you wouldn't have thought. Well, it nearly did. It nearly did. Yep, just playing it with a trace aside. Anyway, this red for snooker's needed. In
12.
it goes. 28 points to lead. Black to come. And in goes the black, so you wouldn't imagine that Noppon Saengkham will be coming back to the table. And all in all, it's been
20.
a disappointing match for Noppon. Jack Lisowski now within one of victory. He's putting some great balls, but consistently he's not really made the most of them.
24.
And at this level, apart from being a good potter, you've got to score when you get in. And he's not done it consistently enough.
28.
Blue's not in, but Jack will
Jack
go
Lisowski,
to his
28.
dressing room,
And the frame.
have a nice cup of tea, and just think about coming back after the interval, needing one more for a place. In the second round, he leads Noppon Saengkham 9 frames to 4.
Quietly, please.
Japanese.
it might be better coming off the cushion, you know, and just flicking that red in rather than trying to plant it into the pocket. I suppose if there's a path through, he can take the plant on and get the white back up the table. Oh. I've decided I'm just trying to keep this red covered. There's a gap, but not. They're all looking referee, both players. Ryan's having a look from this side of the table. Some players do that. I could never see the angle from this end. Suppose if he played it with not too much pace, he might get it, but there's not much of a gap to go through there.
I don't think he's much choice here but to go for it. Better right hand side maybe. No, he's actually eyeing up the plant. This is a much tougher shot, this. Wow, we got the plant, that was just the wrong ball.
Kyren Wilson 7.
Well, he's got it safe. Quite a clever safety shot, that, Mark.
Definitely advanced. But yeah, that was a tricky shot Ryan tried to take on there. Quite fortunate with the outcome because Kyren wants to take this red into the left centre, but he knows that if he misses it, he could leave it, and he could leave the one nearest, the white, as we speak. That was not an easy shot. He has left Ryan a chance, but probably much thinner than it looks on the TV. Not easy across the table.
One.
He's landed a little bit in no man's land here, Ryan. Very tough black, tough green. Might just be a safety. Can't blame him if he does play safe, because you don't want to give Kyren another easy opportunity, given how well he's scoring.
Day 1.
First glance, I think it's just two cushions into the back of the red that's nearest the pocket. He will be leaving Ryan the red along the rail, but don't see much better option.
is one of the best shots of the championship so far. Almost straight, wide near the cushion. This is an unbelievable shot, Mark, isn't it?
Yeah, even look at the nod of approval from Ryan Day sat in the seat. He knows how good a shot that was. Horrible. Cueing under the cushion at pace, over distance. Doesn't come much better than that. Even though he nodded the head in approval, I don't think he'll like that shot, Ryan. That was phenomenal bit of cueing from Kyren. Give himself another chance.
That shows you how focused Kyren Wilson is. Lots of noise from the other table, and he never batted an eyelid. Kept perfectly still on the shot. That's when you're fully concentrated. When you're playing well, you don't hear anything around you. You're focused on each individual
13.
shot.
Yeah, Kyren will just be feeling like it's just him on the table right now. It's a great place to be when you're feeling that way. Just feel like nothing can put you off.
He's already planned his route to the two reds that are over the right side of the table.
28.
He'll have worked it out. A couple of shots time, leave himself an angle to get to those. He's got to them straight away.
29.
If that one's possible. That was an early shout there to bring them into play. There's a little bit of a risk when you pot a red and move a red. You're never guaranteed to be nicely on a colour. But he's brimming full of confidence after that last frame.
33. $34. 36.
If he takes two reds and two high value colours, you don't need to pot the one along the black rail. But I'd like to get rid of that too, just to keep Ryan in the seat. But this black, red in the middle, and the pink should be enough.
$44. 45.
It'll only be one snooker that's required when he pots the pink, so he'll want to make sure he gets nicely on that last red. He hasn't got a good enough angle to drop in behind it. Yeah, it's not straightforward looking at that angle. Couldn't get close to it, so he probably played the snooker rather than try and pot it along the cushion.
51.
I like that shot, Dennis. The reason I'm saying that is if he hangs the red, his next shot could be a snooker behind the blue. Yeah, I like that choice.
Kyren Wilson, 51.
Yeah, well thought out. He's got him in a snooker, and barring snookers, that's 4 frames in a row for Kyren Wilson. Brown slightly in the way, coming off the side cushion. Got to just slip past the Brown.
Foul.
And he didn't manage that.
Kyren Wilson, 4.
Now, 2 snookers required, but the balls are ideally placed for snookers. I mean, the green, the brown, yellow and blue, they're all in good positions. Well, he'll have a look. He's put his cue on the table, and he has conceded. So he took the 2 opening frames, but the man of the moment, Kyren Wilson, marches on. That's 4 frames in a row, and he leads by 4-2.
Please.
Ryan's just popped out of the arena, and we'll come back with the commentary when he returns.
The 7th frame. Ryan Day to break.
And Ryan Day breaks off from frame 7. He needs something good to happen here soon. The session's already starting to get away from him after such a good start. And he's left Kyren the shot that he's been leaving Ryan so far off the break-offs. Let's see if Kyren gets any closer. I wasn't expecting that. He actually got further away. But he's been very fortunate. The red doesn't pass the yellow. He's covered the one on the left side of the table. Can he get through to the one above the black? Even if he can, it's far from easy. Like I said, far from easy. I feel like Ryan needs an easy starter right now to get himself going again.
And it's usually the case when you start playing really well, as Kyren's doing, and you make a mistake, you seem to sort of get away with it. And he missed that last attempt. He could quite easily have left Ryan with something straightforward. And now with the red up next to the brown, the safety areas behind the black and as close to the cushion as you can get it. I mean, he could go up into the right corner and the brown would leave that red safe. But can't see a path through for that at the moment.
I think he needs to be careful as well, Dennis. Those two reds might be a plant in the left corner, so that's obviously why he's refusing that. So there'll be a little bit of a stalemate behind this black now.
And there you see it, it's a 3-ball plant if the white was anywhere up towards the blue. He's trying to get it tight on the cushion and that's not tight. Oh, this is a tough one. Into these middle pockets. I think he had a bad contact there. There's been very few kicks, Mark, I've noticed, and compared to what there used to be. But let's have a look at this one. Yeah, well, that was a definite kick, but
Yeah,
not so many
absolutely.
kicks these days.
No, I think so many players are using this new Talm chalk, and it's been a revelation, really. But you still get the odd one. That can come from just a bit of dirt on the table, atmospheric conditions. But yeah, I would say kicks are about 5% of what they used to be. Makes for a much more open game. Still baffles me as to why some people aren't using Talm chalk. Not an easy shot, this. No, that wasn't easy at all.
Bit of a tester for Ryan, this.
Lovely shot. What a lovely bit of key in there, just what he needed. And what can he make from it?
What was that, Ryan? If he can't get through to this red to the middle, as he looks away, his body language tells me that he may not be on it. That was a careless little positional shot he played there. He can't believe he's finished snookered on that one, but his last shot was a little careless. This was the one here, and that wasn't the way he played it. And he couldn't get through to it. He hit the other red.
Ryan Day, 8.
And, well, he walks back to his seat and shakes his head. He can't believe what's just happened there.
Worrying times for Ryan. You can see the frustration sitting in his seat. Another easy starter for Kyren. Important for Kyren not to worry about Ryan and his frustrations. Just keep your foot on his throat and make the most out of this session as you can, because Ryan's clearly on the ropes. Kyren's confident. He needs to keep it that way.
That's close, isn't it? Paul Collier's got a beady eye on it. It looks as if it was touching from that angle, but Paul's down, keeping a beady eye on it. Very experienced referee Paul Collier, been one of the top referees for many, many years.
Kyren Wilson.
Was a wide. Didn't expect him to miss it by that much.
Whoever's phone that is, can we turn it off, please?
Could have played that better. Might be tempted here. There's a couple of pots he could take on. Ryan should have had that white tucked up on the baulk cushion. It's a similar type of shot, isn't it, to the one that started the maximum break. It was in the other corner pocket. He just rolled it in, got on the black, and made his first ever maximum break at the Crucible.
It's a different type of pressure on this one, though, because he will be leaving reds into the right-hand centre pocket. Which is exactly why he's played back up the table. Another great display of game from Kyren. But another poor safety from Ryan. Should have been tight on that rail. It makes that shot so much more difficult. And it wasn't difficult, the shot that Ryan had.
Well, you've played him lots. I think Kyren Wilson at that particular type of shot is one of the best I've seen. You know, potting a long ball and heading back up the baulk area.
I think he just trusts his cue action so much that it doesn't really matter to him how difficult the shot is. He just trusts his action and commits fully to the shot. A lot to be learned from that. There's no second guessing with Kyren, is there? They just crash, bang, back of the pocket.
5.
White possible, please.
$12. $13.
Just the one easy
20.
red available. The one to the right side of the table's on, but you'll be looking for a good angle on the blue here. He's gone further up,
21.
so it's the green. He can play for that loose red, but I thought he would leave an angle there so that he could go into the pink and reds.
Quietly, please.
Yeah, and he's come up just a little short as well. The green is going to require a lot more power now, so he might play for the loose one. Yeah, just a little straighter than he would have liked, so play for this one. He's played that very, very well.
24.
Very unfortunate, actually, they weren't very straight.
Now the only thing is if he screws back, he might be able to get the white away from the cushion. Because if he just drops it in, the black's no use to him. So, yeah, he can play this with lots of screw.
$25.
Now this will be some shot. I don't think there's anything available, so he'll have to power this in. And I'm not sure if he can come off the cushion and into the bunch because the blue's off its spot slightly. Oh, that's a good effort, that. He couldn't get into the bunch.
30. $31.
One good shot here from Kyren. Hopefully cannon the middle of the three reds, pushing the white through it. Could open up more shots available for him. This is the key shot in this break, in this frame.
Yeah, he's okay. Worked out nicely. This is a player
38.
that just loves playing at the Crucible Theatre. He really has put some wonderful performances in here. Well, that's not a wonderful performance there to miss
Kyren
that
Wilson,
red.
38.
Just when he was on his way to, you would have to say, going on to take the frame, but all of a sudden, and this is a sitter.
One.
Oh, what a confidence boost this would be for the Welshman if he could somehow punish that easy miss from Kyren.
That little shot there will give Ryan a bit of confidence. Might not look like much, but it was a
6.
cannon that worked out perfectly just how he would have pictured it. Things haven't been going too well for him in the last few frames, so
7.
take every little positive you can get. He has got just enough angle to force this across.
$14. $15.
Back in perfect position now.
I'm just looking at those three reds around the pink. I think the left one's available into the middle pocket, which in turn might
22.
clear the path for the one next to it. See, that's available. Interesting to see how he goes about this. Does he risk the
23.
cannon, or does he play for that red we showed you? And that in turn could clear the path for another. So that might be better than risking a cannon. Could have played it a little better than that, though.
He's going to
30.
take us into the yellow pocket now. The two reds next to the pink go in the right centre. He might try and play for the blue here to take a bit of pressure off the shot. If he plays for the black, he knows he's going to leave those two. I think he's just going to run through for the blue. Yeah,
31.
big visit this for the context of this frame and the session, Dennis.
Oh yeah, he's been kept out of the match ever since he went 2-0 up. So calling on all his experience and his expertise here.
36. $37.
Making sure that that red is available. Had a look at the angle. Doesn't look to be a problem. It's far enough just away from the pink.
$44.
And if he takes the black off this red, he just needs the yellow and green to leave Kyren needing the snooker.
45.
One good positional shot from Ryan. That's pretty good. Good visit so far, needs to finish it off.
52.
Kyren hasn't made many mistakes since the second frame. Ryan to capitalise on every little error, and that was a
54.
very unexpected miss from Kyren to let Ryan in with this opportunity. Making the most of it so far.
Yeah, it's making a vast difference that, because he was well on his way to winning his 5th frame in a row, Kyren. And Ryan just doubly checking the scoreboard to make sure that he's safe, and he is. So what a terrific
61.
contribution this is from the Welshman.
$66.
And an exhibition shot to finish it off all the way around the houses.
72.
He's not going to bother. He's got on the black, but he's not going to bother with it.
Ryan Day.
That was such an important frame for the Welshman. He lost 4 in a row, and that was a fabulous effort. That break of 72 leaves him just 1 frame behind it. 4-3 to Kyren.
Quietly, please. There's another match on.
Interesting choice of shot there. As you see the cue ball, another shot there, way short of the ball cushion, but chose to play off the main bunch, trying to open them, trying to win aggressively. Doesn't want to play the thin edge safety off the loose reds, trying to open the pack.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. Apart from the fact, if you're going to play that, you've got to get a good cue ball. Well, that was a big shot to take on. Where's the cue ball going? Oh. How's it not dropped?
Score's back.
Yeah, he'll have to put it back now. There is a time where the referee decides, well, you know, it can be a little vibration, somebody walking round that side.
Yeah.
After it stayed there a certain time, it has to be replaced. I did say, how's it staying there? Well, they don't come much better than that. You could see how close it was, the pocket and the cushion. Stroked it in as if it was over the pocket. Wonderful shot.
Oh, he hit that so well, crunched it into the back of the pocket. Cue ball just gone maybe 4 or 5 inches too far, but he can still pot this red underneath the black. Can't retain black ball position.
Five.
Just crept in off the near jaw for a baulk colour, that's fine. And he may pop the yellow now and screw down the left-hand side of the table for red to right middle or the red above the black, but choosing the brown. May have felt that was the shot that suited his style a bit more. He could hit that a bit harder. And a little bit fortunate to get full ball cannon on that red. He was on nothing until then.
Well, they're not going in clean, but they're dropping. Now, there's one red to the right of the black, which you could play on. You've got a nice angle on the blue to cannon into the pink to bring other reds into play. His choice. How's your luck? First glance, not too good.
15.
Nothing easy. Hit it as well as he was expecting.
Yeah, and the problem with this red, if he takes it on by the blue, is that he knows he's guaranteed to leave Noppon a chance at the red over the corner. So this is piled with risk. If he goes for it, you'd think he has to get it. No, a long way off.
Lisowski. 15.
That was a nervy one.
Yep, and that tells us that the alarm bells are just starting to faintly ring here. He knew that the consequences of missing that pot and didn't threaten the pocket.
1.
I just caught a glimpse there of Jack in his chair, having a quick look up to his supporters in the balcony. Little bit of concern across his face. Doesn't give much away, but there was just a flash of it there momentarily.
And we've been commenting on how Noppon is striking the ball and the pot's going right in the heart of the pocket.
7.
That wouldn't have gone unnoticed by Jack. But why do I get the feeling it's all of his own making? He's just handed these chances and chances, and eventually Noppon has got his cue arm going and looks comfortable out there.
Of course, we've seen it all before, though, John, haven't we, across the years? We've come into this wonderful theatre in Sheffield.
40.
Player mounts a comeback. We play as if they've got nothing to lose. Suddenly everything connects. But then they find themselves in a position where they can win. And then things change again. So we're a long way from the line yet in this match.
$15.
Now then, nice angle on the black to play a cannon, those 3 reds near the top cushion. Is he going to risk it or just play for the open red? Well, I decided to play for the open red. I don't blame him in many ways. I mean, I've always been a bit of an advocate. If you can get balls into play, then
22.
take the opportunity. But I think he's got Jack on the back foot. So I think the more he piles the pressure on,
23.
and the top one of the 3 goes to the left corner, so it wasn't the end of the world he didn't bring them into play. It's perfect on this pink. Just 4 points behind now.
29.
Top one of the 3 goes to the left corner. The other 2 are tied up. That's the only problem I foresee between Noppon and the winning line in this frame.
30.
The other little plot twist that's going to come into the mix soon, and they'll both be aware of it, I'm sure, they're both wearing watches, is that you're not allowed to start a frame 45 minutes prior to the next session beginning at 2:30. So they've got till 1:45 to play this frame and the next one. Otherwise they'll get dragged off and have to come to a finish tonight.
In the meantime, he's played, well, the worst possible positional shot on the black. He could not afford to be low. Get on the next red, he's got to go in and out of balk. That's what he's trying. Got to miss the brown. Oh, he flicked the brown and it's looking good. It's looking good. Fortunate. But these things can happen. Balls favoured him there.
Yes. 45.
And he's got a wonderful angle on this pink. If he wants to pot the pink and play the cannon to the 2 reds. Got the cannon. How's his luck? Not great.
Yeah, disappointment. A little shake of the head. Hit them well. But he just didn't catch the first one right.
Noppon Saengkham.
So he has to play a safety.
51.
18-point lead. Good cue ball. Pressure on Jack Lisowski. Taking those things into consideration, that was a wonderful shot from Jack. He's best of the morning.
You get the sense here that this frame's going to pivot around that red that's stuck to the cushion. It's not easy to see how Noppon can rest up to that red. Two cushion escape here for the red off the cushion. At pace, taking a chance. Well, he's going to be in trouble next shot. I don't think Jack will be going for this red. It's a simple stun the red round the angles. Snooker, Noppon on both reds.
The only advantage for Noppon now when he played that shot, he's knocked the blue into the middle of the baulk cushion. So these are important snookers now, because as it is, Jack Lisowski, should he get a chance, will need up to and including the pink at least. So blue to pink is going to be a real problem. But if Noppon gives a few points away, 4-point penalties, he doesn't want to get to the stage where just the blue would be enough for Jack. Scoreboard is very important in these situations. Well, he's thinking he's going to hit one of them coming down this line, but he's missed it. And where's the cue ball going? Is it going in the pocket? It is.
Lisowski 4.
So that gives a chance. Now 14 points of difference. Makes a big difference. Couple of reds, couple of high-value colours. And he won't need the pink. He'll just be in a position where he can roll the blue along the baulk cushion and get to snookers required. That's what he's working out now, but he needs pink or black off these two reds.
One.
Just not comfortable with it, just reckoning the scores again. Needs the pink or better with both of these reds, and he'll only need to drop the blue down the cushion. That's a good bit of thinking there. If you're uncomfortable, just get up and start again. Don't play a shot you're not fully committed to.
7 points behind. The yellow, green, brown and blue are 14 points, so he needs to be at least level after he's potted this last red in the colour. And that's why he's back up for the pink, which will put him level, and that yellow, green, brown, blue would put him 14 points in front with 13 remaining. So he's got the maths right. This needs to slow down. Well, now it's good. He's played it well. He's done all the right things. This is his opportunity now to get over the line and book his place in the second round.
And we always say when the players are clearing the colours up from their spots that brown to blue is the key shot, and that's the case here. He needs to play the green in a way he can get to the brown, in a manner he can get super close to the blue and make that pretty much unmissable down the cushion. Doesn't want to be going too far from the blue. Now, take your choice. You can either drop this in dead weight or screw the cue ball across the side of the table and in behind the blue. Completely up to the player.
Yeah, but he should have been better on it than this, in all honesty. He's got work to do with the cue ball. Should have been just a simple case of dropping the brown in. In it goes. Got into it too much.
23.
Blue to get to snooker's required, but very missable. Easy to refuse, but I don't see how he can.
Yeah, and it's one of those, isn't it? The longer he takes to think about it, the less likely he is to get it. It's very, very difficult anyway. I think he's playing safe. Blue behind the black.
Can you just stay still? Right in the line of his shot.
Yeah, here comes the blue. Off the 3 cushions.
23.
In behind the black. Good shot. Excellent shot from Jack Lisowski. The best tactical shot of the session so far.
Yep. Noppon can get to the edge of this blue, but all that literally is doing is knocking it towards the right corner pocket. There you see it. An edge, but not a good edge. He's now thinking of coming off the side cushion with pace, trying to put distance between cue ball and object ball. Needs to hit it though. Did hit it. Where's the blue going? He's touched the white. It'll probably run safe, but for that second kiss. The blue for the match. Right in now to the pocket. So it'll be a mighty relief, Jack Lisowski. Boy, he's made hard work of this. Just roll the pink in or over, and it looks as though if it's not in, it's going to be right in the jaws.
Lisowski
So it's going to be very difficult to Noppon even to keep this out of the pocket. Never mind get the snooker, which is what he needs. Well, he did keep it out. That's why I always say when the pink and black are on the table, it's very hard to get a chance to play that snooker. It'll be disappointing, particularly in the first session, Noppon. I think we've seen more of what I expected in the second session. That pink refuses to go. So he's got a chance here of a snooker. You don't get many when pink and black are on the table. Can he get this cue ball in behind the black?
No, he just a bit of too much left-hand side, a bit wide. The good thing about that shot was he could play it. He knew the pink was going to be pretty safe. Jack could try and clip this pink in. Even if he missed it, he'd hit it from behind. Oh, he did try to.
Yeah, but as Sean said, from that angle, the way he was approaching it, if he'd have missed it on the way up, he'd have hit it on the way back. So there was no risk to that shot. Chance now for Jack. This cuts in. Always he'll be aware of is don't go in off. Don't go in off. That was a good effort. Nearly.
Oh, there's an opportunity here. He could hit either side of the pink of 2 or 3 cushions and get in behind the black. Up to him which way he wants to go. Doesn't want to put the black closer to that cushion. And that's okay. But this is a proper bona fide chance to win the match now.
Didn't go for it full-bloodedly because he was thinking, well, I don't want to risk an in off, but no, too far down the second cushion to be anywhere near behind the black. That's not bad. A lot of people always say, oh, try and keep the object ball away from the ball they're trying to snooker behind, but that's not necessarily the case. And Jack sending the pink down this end doesn't make the chance of a snooker any easier. You've got to avoid the double kiss for one thing. Well, he did manage to avoid it, but getting in behind the black was nigh on impossible from that position. Another chance for Jack now. I don't see an in off, so it should be closer to the pot this time. And as I say, that is the case. Just keep putting the ball over the pocket. First priority, keep the pink on the table. But then how do you get a snooker? And this time, the pink has not run safe. So here's a chance for Jack Lisowski. I wouldn't say crawl over the line. I think he's better than that, but he'll be relieved. In it goes. As I say, relieved. Shaking hands. Noppon didn't really come to the table, I didn't think, in the first session. Jack, well, typical Jack. Flourishes of absolute brilliance, but then the careless shots that keep his opponent with some hope. Anyway, the hope was ended in the end, and Jack Lisowski is through to the second round. He wins 10 frames to 7.
Three.
Foul. Kyren Wilson, 6. One. 8. Nine. $16.
Good opening red from Ryan. Very, very good black. And he's given himself an outside chance. 3 reds, 3 blacks. He'll need 3 snookers to tie.
17.
Knows the importance of this frame. That's why he's giving it everything to hang in there. Highly unlikely he's going to win it, but I like that he's out there still battling. Would have been easy just to throw the towel in and try and sort that tip out and come back at 6-3 down.
$24. Ryan Day, 24.
I'll tell you what, he's finished so close to black. I think he's cut off the escape route down the left side of the table. This will take a bit of hitting. And he's going to have to hit, let's see, 1, 2 cushions. Maybe 3, even 4 cushions. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good effort. Won't be replaced because no miss called when you're at snookers required. So that was a terrific snooker he put him in there. Looking at the scoreboard, 43 the difference, 35 on. 2 4-point penalty snookers to be able to tie. Now if he can screw up behind the yellow, it'd be nice, but he could hit the green if he tried that, so maybe that's a bit difficult. Oh, hang on a minute. No, the jaw, the middle pocket has spoiled it there.
A little surprised Dennis he didn't try and just roll that red over pocket. Force Ryan into taking it, and then the free ball possibility isn't as big an issue on the yellow as it would be on the last red. But he hasn't played that well, and yeah, this should be end of the frame and end of the session, so no damage done. Very good performance this from Kyren Wilson from 2-0 behind.
One.
Yes, it's a wonderful display from him. Magnificent 133 and 83. A couple of half centuries, but the icing on the cake was his first ever maximum break at the Crucible Theatre, and the 13th ever made, and we've been coming here since 1977. So it's been a wonderful session for the Warrior.
9.
Streets all around. Overall, Kyren Wilson, he'll be over the moon. He lost the 2 opening frames, but in the end, he takes the session 6-3. They'll be back this evening.